Still, the what's happening sound.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon.
If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, Stadium Road University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming.
And programming in other great music formats.
Like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.saa.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA, listen, and enjoy.
And we are back on the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. This is News and Comment, and we continue with that. Don't forget, News and Comment continues throughout the Gary Russen program all afternoon here on GJRB Online. This is where we have all the great talk and conversation here on the radio, here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. And glad you could be with me today for all this great conversation. If you like to get in on the program, we'll have our lines open. We'll be opening up for conversation. And you can be on the air with me here on GJRB Online. So stay with me for that. And we'll have some great talk on internet radio today here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, on the internet. And I'm Gary J. Russen with you on GJRB Online. And happy that you could join me today for great talk on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And we'll have all our news and information for you this afternoon as well. We'll keep like I said before, I have changed the format of this program a half a dozen times. And during that time, I have made it so that it's basically a news program. Only because I haven't been getting any calls on this program as a talk show. So I decided to kind of make this program more of a news program with, commentary and what have you, and kind of made it so that you could, it's a listener thing. You could be part of the show and listen to our program. And I'm glad you can be part of it. And if you'd like to get on the show, you can do that. And remember, this is the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And I broadcast and leave it to you to know what you want to talk about on the air. And, want to be in on it. We'll do news and comment throughout the show. That means that from now on, I'm going to be dropping the title of Gary J's News and Comment, and it's just going to be, the Gary Russen program is going to be strictly a news and comment program. Okay? But if you want to call in on the program and talk about other things, that's great too. I leave it open, especially on Freestyle Fridays. Freestyle Fridays will continue. But when we get back from what I've got to do here with this hospital thing, and I'll be talking about that a little later on, I'm going to be changing the format a little bit. And the Gary Russen program is going to be a little different than what I used to do on the air. So I'll be explaining that one coming up too. So just to let you know about that, that's exactly what we're going to do. So I hope you enjoy the program and be part of the whole thing. I love doing radio, and so this program, this talk show, which was the Gary Russen program from the very beginning when we started it in 2012, has gone through a lot of, has reinvented itself. And I'll be talking about that later. I've reinvented this program. I've changed a lot of things around on it and made it different so that you have an idea, on a Freestyle Friday especially, where I decide to make this program yours, and the comments and the stuff that I talk about on this program, pretty well click with what I want to talk about throughout the afternoon, and I like to make it so that you, as a listening audience, have a chance to get in on it. And that is exactly what this program is. So the Gary Russen program is exactly what it is. It's great talk radio, and it's on Spreaker, and I love doing this. Thank you, Spreaker, for making this program possible over the past 3 years, because I have enjoyed every single minute of doing this program, and I'm glad to be back on. And like Rush said, who cares who runs this country the next year? GJRB is going to be on the air till Spreaker goes out of existence, or whatever comes first. And even if it does, I'll still be here doing the Gary Russen program, one way or the other. I'll find a way to get outlet. You know it.
Now it's time for the Gary Russen program, discussing what's in the news, sports, and other things happening in the world. And now, you can talk to Gary live. Area code 563-613-4260. This is the beacon of truth on internet radio. This is the Gary Russen program on GJRB.
And hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world. Welcome to the Gary Russen program, the new and improved edition of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. This is where you can be part of the program and have a chance to talk to me on the air. That's simple. All you got to do is just be on the air with me, and we're going to open up the lines. We're going to open up the phone number. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff on Freestyle Friday. That means on Freestyle Friday, wide open. Anything is possible on this program on Fridays. That means that I do a little news and comment to open the show, a few stories, and then we go into the program and we continue news and comment. Because this program is under a brand new format in which it's nothing but a news program. But I will open up the lines for conversation. I will open up the lines for chat. But if I don't get calls like I normally don't do when I do a live program like this, what I do is I just continue doing news stories until I get a call. Now, if I get a call from you, I'll stop the news stories and we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. If you want to talk about what I'm talking about in the news, great. Love to hear from you. If you have other things you'd like to put on your mind, that too, on Freestyle Friday. Because that's what I do here on the Gary Russen program. It's just a open line show at the end of the week. On Wednesdays, it's semi-freestyle, which means I do news and stories. I leave it open for you. But it's a little tight in places. But I do the program that way. Okay? And, yeah, you can be part of the show too. All you got to do is just join in on the show. Area code 563-613-4260. I got my Skype open too, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and hit that online button so that we're online here on Skype. That's available to you. You can call me on Skype and get on the air, or like I said, on our cell line, or in our GJRB chat room, and we'll do that. I'll have celeb birthdays coming up. We'll talk more about Rush Limbaugh and Trump and that executive order. I'll talk about that coming up. And let's see, I've got a few more stories, a number of stories I want to bring to you in this next segment. North Korea targets the U.S. and North Korea with some nukes. And there's been some stories going on about that. And what do you think of this whole hot mic issue with Trump? I'll have my comment line open. We'll have celeb birthdays, and we have some celeb deaths coming up, too. So a couple of real sad ones here, some really good ones. I have weather on the fives coming up in the next half hour. We usually do weather on the fives at 25 and 55 minutes past the hour. But if I'm not ready for it at 25 after, we'll do it next hour. See, that's how we do it. Freestyle Friday. It means that I can do whatever I want with the program on Fridays. It's just wide open. Okay? It's everything, no holds barred. Sky's the limit. I just choose to do what I want on this program. So we're going to do weather on the fives at around 1:45. So 45 and 55 past the hour. Well, 45 past the hour and then 25 minutes past 3 Central Time. Okay? And we'll do weather on the fives. And, you hear, we'll have weather in the news all coming up in this next half hour of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. And we'll talk about that. Meanwhile, I'll be talking about some other things too. And one of them is, had a very interesting week dealing with a situation with my heart. We'll be talking about that coming up. Had to do I've got to go in Tuesday for a angiogram, which they're going to have to maybe put a stent in. It's hard to say yet. Don't know for sure. They say they might. And not sure exactly how that is going to go for me. So pray for that one. And hoping that maybe perhaps well, it depends on where they go through nowadays, whether or not, when I'll be back. I'm going to try to be back by the end of the month, okay? I'll try to be back by the end of the month, and I'll talk about that coming up after the half-hour heartbreak, and I'll let you know how things are going to go with that. So just to let you know, that's what we're going to do here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. So, I'm Gary J. Russen. Glad you could join me today for the Gary Russen program here online. Across America and around the world, glad you could be with me today. The lines are going to be open today, and we're going to talk a lot about some good stuff. So I hope you'll stay with me all day long this afternoon. The Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Always glad to be with me today. And since this is a news program, I dropped all that news at the bottom and the top of the hour during that. Okay, we don't do that. Only on solid, tight days. But on Freestyle Friday, no holds barred. We're going to be doing this all day long. No holds barred. Just go nonstop. Whatever, whenever. That's how we do it here on the Gary Russen program. It's nonstop talk. We're going to do that throughout the afternoon, too, here on GJRB Online. I've got 50 minutes of it coming up after this break, so stay with me. Gary Russen program, GJRB Online on Spreaker, and I'll be right back with more. Stay with me. Hang in there. We got a lot coming up on the Gary Russen program, okay? And stay with me. Gary Russen program. Be back in just a moment with more talk radio on Spreaker, on GJRB. Hang in there.